Hello, lovely people. What is up? Today we are solving Leetcode problem 3005, a problem called count elements with maximum frequency. So we are given an array of positive integers called num. Our task is to first figure out how often each number appears, then find the maximum frequency among all numbers. Finally, return the total number of elements that appear with that maximum frequency. So we are not returning the number itself, we are returning how many elements belong to the most frequent group. So now let's take an example. Let's say the input is 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 4. In step 1, we count everything. 1 appears twice, 2 appears twice, 3 appears once, and 4 appears once. Now we look for the highest frequency. We can clearly see from the example the highest frequency is 2. So next question we need to solve is which numbers have frequency of 2. 1 appears 2 times and 2 appears 2 times. So we add their counts, which is 2 plus 2, 4. There are 4 elements with the frequency count of 2. So we return the answer 4. Now let's take a look at another example. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. When we draw up a frequency map for this, we can see that every number appears exactly once. So maximum frequency is 1 and the number of elements that appear with the maximum frequency is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So the answer is 5. So now we have a clear path. We can solve this question with only one pass. So how do we do that? After building the frequency map, we can loop through its values and track the largest frequency we've seen and track the total count of elements that match that frequency. This lets us solve the problem efficiently. We take the help of hash map to achieve the desired output. Now let's take a look at the code. First, we are creating an empty dictionary called frequency. This dictionary will store the number and how many times it appears. For example, after filling, it will look something like 1 colon 2 comma 2 colon 2 comma 3 colon 1, meaning 1 has appeared twice, 2 has appeared twice and 3 has appeared once. Something like that. And then we start a for loop to loop through every number in the input list. The input list is called nums here. And then we update the count of num in the frequency dictionary using the dictionary name dot get the number comma 0 plus 1. So basically dot get bracket num comma 0 means if num exists in dictionary, return its value. If not, return 0 and then we add 1. So for example, if the number is equal to 2 and the already existing dictionary is 1 colon 2, then the first time the loop encounters the value 2, it returns 0 and then when we add 1 it becomes 1. So essentially the frequency is getting stored. Next time the loop encounters another 2, now it returns 1 because the value of 2 is mapped to 1 already, and then we add 1 so it becomes 2. So frequency of 2 becomes 2 now. So if this continues, after the loop ends, we have a full frequency count and then we initialize a max frequency variable and initialize it to 0. This stores the highest frequency we have seen so far. And then we initialize another variable total and initialize it to 0. This stores the total number of elements that have the maximum frequency. Now we initialize another for loop to only go through the count and not the numbers. And then we initialize an if statement stating if count is greater than max frequency, the max frequency value will be updated to count. And then we reset the total to this new count value. We reset total because this is a new champion frequency, so previous totals no longer matter. And then in the else if statement, we declare if count is equal to max frequency, then we add this count to the total. So for example, if maximum frequency is 2 and we find another count equal to 2, then we accumulate all elements that share the maximum frequency and add it to total. So finally, we are returning the total variable. This is the number of elements whose frequency equals the maximum frequency. Now, if we run this code will run in the most optimized time, which is O of n, because we are doing only single pass through the given array. So, that is all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you in the next one. Bye bye.